Welcome to Eggheads, the show where a team of 5 quiz challengers pit their wits against possibly the greatest quiz team in Britain. They are the Eggheads. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello.
Feeling all right?
Yes.
Now, if you'd like to work on a question at home while you watch, Judith, you've got something for us.
Yes, I have. Which fictional characters live at the following London addresses? Number 56B, Whitehaven Mansions, and 32 Windsor Gardens.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to do Baker Street in there.
No, everybody knows that. It's too
Oh,
obvious.
Judith, it's a hard one.
It's not really.
You're going to give us the answer later on.
I will, yes, the end of the programme.
OK.
So stay tuned.
I knew you'd come out with a good question. Right, taking on our quiz champions today are Thru the Ages from the East Midlands. Now in assembling his team, Sam, in the middle, has called upon the quizzing services of university friends and his grandparents, with Grandma Lynn nominated as team captain. Let's meet them.
Hi, I'm Lynn and I'm a retired administrator.
Hi, I'm Mick and I'm an HGV driver.
Hi, I'm Sam and I'm a public engagement officer.
Hi, I'm Chris and I'm a customer account manager.
Hi, I'm Dan and I'm an executive officer.
So Lynn and team, hello.
Hello.
Great to see you. And Lynn, you're the grandmother of Sam in the middle.
Yes, I am.
And
yes.
Sam is basically the key central sprocket.
He is, within our family as well.
Oh,
He's
really?
very
Is that
much
right?
So, yes.
So we've got Sam's friends to the right and grandparents to the left.
Grandparents to the... Yeah.
Lovely. And are you all quizzers?
So, but we have a go, don't we? We've spent many an afternoon, Sam and I, quizzing on television, which is why
yeah.
the idea came up. Yeah, let's have a go.
That's brilliant. No,
Get the team
that's
together.
definitely qualifies you. I see as well, Lynn, that you're in a shooting club.
Oh, I love my shooting. Clay pigeon, that is.
If any of these fly through the air, you can take aim.
They'll be safe.
Good luck, challengers. Every day there is £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs. However, if the challengers fail to win, that prize money rolls over to the next show. I think this is good news through the ages, because the Eggheads have done really, really well. They've won, I see that goes both ways, doesn't it? But they have won the last 19. So there's £20,000 today.
Ooh.
OK, we'll let that sink in for a second. Are you ready? You timed it well, Sam. The first head-to-head battle is on the subject of film and TV. So now, who would like this? And it's one of you, please, against either Beth, Pat, Chris, Kevin or Judith.
What do you are?
Do you want to take it, Chris?
Yeah, film, television's you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you OK?
Yeah,
Chris?
Okay.
OK.
OK, our customer account
that?
manager, Chris. And which egghead would you like? Who looks like they've never seen a TV?
I'm going to take on my fellow namesake, so I'm going to take on Chris.
OK, Chris action. Chris from Thru the Ages versus Chris from the Eggheads on film and TV. A big jackpot today. Please go to the legendary question room now. So, challenger Chris, I gather you love horror films.
I do indeed. Yeah, so hopefully if you could throw a few of those questions at me, that would be a good start.
I'll do my best. Do you have any that are the most frightening, that you really enjoy?
The first time I watched the first Paranormal Activity film, I was absolutely terrified. And to be honest, I was in the cinema at the time and 3 people in front of me walked out, so that was pretty scary.
All right, gosh. What about The Thing? I love that.
That's a great film. The original
Yeah.
is fantastic. I wasn't too keen on the remake, but yeah, the original was a great film.
Chris, best horror film?
Well, they don't count as horrors, really, but some of the old Bela Lugosi Draculas and some of the Ed Wood films.
Yeah, and some early editions of Eggheads I think we could throw in.
Well, yeah, he was a strange beast back in 2003.
OK, so, Chris the challenger, you can choose first or second question.
I'd like to go first, please, Jeremy.
And here we go. Good luck. Which of these films was released first? Was it Mamma Mia, Dirty Dancing, or Bridesmaids?
Well, I'll be honest, I've only seen one of those films, and I think I've got the correct answer, and I believe it's Dirty Dancing.
It is indeed Dirty Dancing, which I think must have been 80s.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OK, Chris, your question. In which TV series does Kyle MacLachlan play the role of the FBI agent Dale Cooper? Homeland, Twin Peaks, or The X-Files?
That was in Twin Peaks, Jeremy.
Nicely done. You watched that, Chris?
Yeah, I did, actually. Yeah, I found it quite intriguing.
Back to you, Chris the challenger. Who plays the role of the Vulture in the 2017 film Spider-Man Homecoming? Is it Michael Keaton, Dane DeHaan, or Rhys Ifans?
Well, as a massive Marvel fan, if I got this wrong, I would be very, very unhappy with myself. I do believe he's the best Marvel villain to date, and that's Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton is the right answer. Well done. Chris, Which TV police series often began with the central character addressing the audience directly and saying, "Good evening all"? Z-Cars, Juliet Bravo, or Dixon of Dock Green?
Ah, the late, great Jack Warner. Evening all. Dixon of Dock Green.
Dixon of Dock Green is right. Okay, you won't have watched that as a child, Chris.
No,
Chris the
unfortunately
Challenger,
not.
no. Here's your question. Caroline Flack has presented which of these reality TV shows? Love Island, I'm a Celebrity, or Come Dine With Me?
Well, I must confess, I am a bit of a reality TV. Something I probably shouldn't say, but it is in fact Love Island.
You shouldn't say what? An
No,
addict
it's
or
probably not the best thing to admit that I binge on reality TV, but yeah.
I know. What's your job? Customer account manager. Yeah, you can't be seen admitting that you like reality TV.
Definitely not, no.
In that very serious job. Love Island is right. Well done. You've made short work of that. 3 out of 3. Challengers playing well. Chris on the brink. Who plays the title role in the 2017 film Baby Driver? Chris, Liam Hemsworth, Miles Teller, or Ansel Elgort?
Oh. Say Baby Driver to me, I think of the Simon and Garfunkel track. I honestly don't know, never seen it, never heard of it. I'll say Liam Hemsworth.
It's a great film. It's about a really quite an upstanding young man who gets trapped into an arrangement whereby he has to act as a getaway driver. He also has tinnitus, so he has to play very loud music all the time. You can see where it's going. And you're wrong. The answer is Ansel Elgort, so you're knocked out, Chris. Well done, Chris the Challenger, that's good. Oh, the clay pigeon flew across the sky and suddenly, yes, bang. That's good news for our challengers. So Chris the Challenger is in the final round. Return to us, please, we'll play on. Well, what a good start for our challengers. Thru the Ages have not lost a brain. The Eggheads have lost Chris. And the next subject for you is science. Who's the scientist?
Yes, there we go. Sam. Our Sam.
Sam, good. And you can choose anyone but Chris, Sam.
Judith. We'll go for Judith.
Yep, famous for knocking out a ballistic missiles expert on the science category.
Yes, and someone else too.
Yes. She's got a little bit of a record here, but don't be alarmed by that. Sam from Thru the Ages, taking on Judith from the Eggheads. Please take your positions. Judith, I think I've got the list. You knocked out a rocket scientist on science, a sportsman on sport. Do you remember that?
An Olympic sportsman.
Yeah, you and Thomas.
Twice.
A politician on politics, Edwina.
Yes, Edwina Currie.
And I think we think of Simon Calder, the travel writer, as a geographer.
Oh, well, yes.
And you knocked him out on geography.
Well, there you go.
So, there we go. Don't worry about that, Sam, because she's due an off day.
Hopefully it's today then.
Exactly. Now, why did you choose science, Sam?
I think it's just I'm the best of a bad bunch and for science for my team.
So you studied it at school?
At school, yes, but then not for my degree, no. I studied economics.
All right, good luck here. And would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first, please.
Here we go. Which of these materials is known for its fire-resistant qualities? Ethanol, asbestos, or polystyrene?
Well, I'd imagine that it's got to be asbestos, because if it was used in buildings, then that would be fire-resistant, wouldn't it? I'm guessing I'm wrong.
Asbestos is your answer. And it's right, yeah. Well done. OK, Judith, your question. What name is given to the domesticated form of the European polecat? Stoat, weasel, or ferret?
Oh, that's interesting. I think stoats, weasels and ferrets are all more or less the same things. I really don't know. Well, a ferret is domesticated. I don't think weasels and stoats are domesticated, so a ferret.
Yes, that's good quizzing by you. Ferret is the right answer. I don't think they're the same thing, quite. I mean, if you've got
Well, they look more or less the same, don't they? They're sort of long and thin.
Yeah.
Weasel is weaselly recognised and a stoat is totally different.
OK, and a ferret is ferretly dangerous. Sam, your question. The word incisor refers to which teeth in the human mouth? Front teeth, wisdom teeth, or molars?
I'm going to rule out... Well, I can rule out wisdom teeth and molars, I think, because they're both at the back, and your incisors would be your front teeth.
Front teeth is right. Well done. Playing well. OK, for your second question, Judith. Which of these primates is well known for the length and pendulousness of their noses? Capuchin, proboscis monkey, or baboon?
Well, proboscis means nose, so presumably those monkeys were named after their noses. It must be proboscis monkey.
It is the proboscis monkey. I can't quite imagine the nose, but yeah, you're absolutely right. So, Sam, your question, level so far. What type of creature is the tuatara, native to New Zealand? Bird, mammal, or reptile?
Difficult question for me. Could you spell it?
Yes, it is just one word, Tuatara, tuatara.
I think I'm going to go with bird.
Bird is your answer. Now, Judith, you're good on your birds. Do you recognise this one?
Yeah,
As a bird?
as a bird.
Okay. Reptile is the answer.
Oh,
Sorry, I wasn't meaning to give you a hospital pass there, Judith. You always say bird, I suppose.
no, I would have said bird.
Yes, I know
was
you would.
convinced it was a bird.
Yeah. Okay. Judith, you can win the round with this.
I thought it was the only bird that could fly backwards. That must be one that sounds more or less the same.
It might have been reptile pretending to be a bird. The process known as peristalsis performs what function in the human body? Does it move food through the intestine, keep the heart beating, or help the eyes distinguish colour?
Oh, it keeps moves the food through the intestine.
If you've got this right, you're in the final round, Judith. The correct answer is moves food through the intestine, so you are right. Sorry, Sam. It was just that one question. So annoying. And Sam, who's the sort of spiritual centre of the team, is not going to be in the final, and Judith is. Return to us, please, and we'll see what the next round holds. So, Judith, you had a bit of stray information there about a bird that flies backwards.
Yes,
But we can't quite get a name for it.
I'm sure I read it, and I was convinced it was tuatara. So I would have been exactly like Sam.
Yeah.
I'd have said bird.
The hummingbird can fly backwards.
Oh, can it? No, this was another kind of bird.
There is the ouslam as well,
No, it wasn't that either.
from the film Carry On Up the Jungle, which flies in smaller and smaller circles until
No,
it
it wasn't.
disappears.
No, this bird definitely had reverse in its gears.
Okay, well, we'll keep thinking about that, but not the tuatara.
Well, that's what I thought it was.
Well, I know. As it stands, Through the Ages have lost a brain from the final round. The Eggheads have lost one. It's kind of exciting, this, because we've got so much money for our jackpots. So let's play on straight away with geography. Who would like this?
Now,
this is
are we
for
going?
you, so
This
you
is
wanna-
the one where
Do you want to
who's going?
want
Is
to
it,
where history
is it
comes
you
out?
or you?
Shall I
Dan,
go for it
go for
then?
You
Yeah,
go.
You go for
Okay.
it.
Dan, our executive officer, against which Egghead? Kevin, Pat, Beth.
I'll take Beth on.
Okay, Dan from Through the Ages versus Beth from the Eggheads on geography. Please take your positions in the question room. Dan, you've done a bit of skydiving.
Yep, I have. Yep, conquered my fears of flying and heights in one, so it's very breathtaking experience, but a good one at that.
So you had a fear of heights and you decided to conquer it by skydiving.
Yeah, I know. It's I don't have it anymore, so I like flying all over the world now, so it's helped me there.
But is that generally, Beth, do you think, a good way of getting over things? Like if you've got a fear of spiders, you know?
Yeah, immersion therapy, don't they call it?
Yes, I
Yeah.
think they do. I don't know. It seems to work for you, though, Dan.
Yeah, I'd recommend it. Well, maybe.
Good luck, Dan. Geography is the subject. First or second against our Beth?
I'll follow the team logic and go first, please.
And here's your first question. The Gorbals is an area of which British city? Glasgow, Bristol, or Cardiff?
I haven't heard of that, actually. I've been to all three and I still haven't heard of it, but I think I'm going to go down the middle for Bristol.
OK, challenges. Is he right?
No.
No, it's Glasgow.
Glasgow.
I'm afraid you're wrong. OK, Beth, your question. In terms of area, which of these islands is the largest? Crete, Great Britain, or Jamaica?
Oh, Crete's quite a small island. I don't think Jamaica's as big as Great Britain. No, it's got to be Great Britain.
Great Britain is right. Back to you, Dan. What is the approximate height of the Matterhorn mountain in the Alps? 2,478, 4,478, or 6,478 metres?
Ooh, I'm going to try and convert it to feet. I don't think it's the top figure. I don't think it's 6,000. It's either 2,000 or 4,000. I'm going to say 2,478 metres.
I'm really sorry, you should have gone for the middle one. It's 4,478 metres. Just racking my brains, I think it could be 14,691 feet.
Oh, it's amazing how you did that.
Well, it's a certain calculation, but I won't bore you with it. Beth, your question. The city of Nashville is the capital of which US state? You can take the round with this. Tennessee, Louisiana, or Arkansas?
Nashville, the home of country music, is in Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee. That's quite right, Beth. So well done. You're in the final. Sorry, Dan. Just didn't quite go your way there on geography. Beaten by our egghead, but you're definitely the top skydiver. Come back. One more round to play before the final. Okay, as it stands, Thru the Ages have lost 2 brains from the final round. The Eggheads have lost just the 1, and the next subject is sport. Chance to pull back now. Who's doing sport?
Well, it's only you and me, so I can't do sport.
It's got to be me.
It's got to be you.
No, I think
Sorry.
so.
All right, Mick. Our HGV driver choosing Pat or Kevin?
Well, I think I'll go for broke and choose Kevin, please.
Yeah, I think that's often a good tactic. Give Kevin a run out. Who knows? So Mick from Thru the Ages versus Kevin from the Eggheads. To ensure there's no conferring, please go to the question room. Mick, you're an HGV driver, but I know you used to do powerlifting.
I did, yes.
And you actually represented the UK in the European Championships.
I did once, yes.
But not that long ago.
1999.
Brilliant, you got a medal.
Well, I managed a third, a bronze, yes.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, good stuff. It'd be brilliant if your name came up in the actual questions here. It's not beyond the realms.
I don't think so.
So, sport against Kevin. Mick, would you like to go first or second?
I'd like to go first, please, Jeremy.
And here is your first question, Mick. Good luck. In which part of the UK was the snooker player Alex Higgins born in 1949? Scotland, Northern Ireland, or Wales?
Well, I remember Alex Higgins back in the day, and I think he came from Northern Ireland.
He did indeed. Northern Ireland's right. Brilliant player. Kevin, which of these races is the longest? Aintree Grand National, London Marathon, or British Formula One Grand Prix?
Well, I think really you've got to go for, in terms of the actual distance eventually covered as opposed to the length of the circuit, you've got to go for the Formula One Grand Prix.
You're correct. British Formula One Grand Prix is the answer. Back to you, Mick. Which of these sportswomen was born first? Denise Lewis, Jessica Ennis, or Sally Gunnell?
Well, Jessica Ennis is pretty much current, or has been. Denise Lewis, I think it's Sally Gunnell.
It is Sally Gunnell. Well done. Kevin, the footballer Alexis Sanchez became which country's all-time leading goal scorer in 2017? Argentina, Uruguay, or Chile?
I believe he's Chilean, so Chile.
Chile is right. Great player. All right, we're steaming along here, aren't we? 2-2. Mick, get this right and maybe some pressure on Kevin. Graham Hick played for which county cricket team between 1984 and 2008? Derbyshire, Worcestershire, or Surrey?
Well, Jeremy, I think I know this one. I think it's Worcestershire.
You're playing an immaculate game so far. Yes, it is Worcestershire. Okay, Kevin. Jamie Murray won the 2017 mixed doubles title at Wimbledon in partnership with which player? Martina Hingis, Marion Bartoli, or Amélie Mauresmo?
Yes, in recent years she's been winning doubles championships at Grand Slams, both mixed and women's doubles at a rate of knots. It's Martina Hingis.
It is Martina Hingis. 3-3. Nothing to choose between you. We go back to you, Mick. Revving up the HGV. We go to sudden death. Gets a bit harder, I don't give you different options, okay? Here we go. Which female British swimmer was selected in the 1976 British Olympic squad at the age of 13?
I'm afraid I've got no idea on this one, Jeremy. I'm thinking of a lady, but I can't remember her name. She married Derek Redmond. She's on the television as well, but I can't remember her name. I'm sorry, I can't remember.
Take a bit more time, dig deep. It's fun.
Sharon Davis.
Sharon Davis is right. Oh. Well done. I'm so glad I pressed you there. Brilliant. Now it's Kevin who's under pressure. Sandy Lyle won which of golf's 4 major titles in 1985?
He won the US Masters, but I think that was 88. I think in 85 he won the Open. What some would call the British Open.
The Open is the right answer, and you're right about the Masters. It was 88. Okay, sudden death, we're still on. Thanks to Sharon Davis, you're still in, Mick. Which Irish winger, born in 1936, scored a record 6 Test match tries for the British and Irish Lions rugby union team?
No, I'm afraid I don't know this one. I'll make a guess, but it's, I should know, but I don't. And I would say Mike Gibson, but that's too early for him.
Mike Gibson. Tony O'Reilly.
Oh.
Tony O'Reilly.
Yeah,
So,
I did know the name as well. There you go.
there we go. Kevin has a chance to take the round. Which football team did Celtic defeat 2-1 in the 1967 European Cup final?
That was Inter Milan.
It was Inter Milan. On sudden death, you've won the round, Kevin, and you're through to the final. Sorry, Mick, well played though. Knocked out. Come back to us. We'll play the final round for £20,000. So this is what we have been playing towards. It is time for our final round. As always, it's general knowledge, but I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads won't be allowed to take part in this round. So Mick, Sam and Dan from Thru the Ages, and also Chris from the Eggheads, would you please now leave the studio? Here we are, Lynn and Chris. Good, valiant struggle so far. You're both in the final and you're both playing to win Thru the Ages £20,000. We don't often get that high with the jackpot, Eggheads, do we? Because usually you've slipped and tripped. But yeah, on this occasion, here we are. Beth, Pat, Kevin, Judith playing to keep the run going and protect the reputation, which I know means a lot to you. As usual, I will ask each team 3 questions in turn. They're all general knowledge. You may confer. So, Lynn, Chris, the question is, can your 2 brains defeat these 4? I'm sure you can. Just need the rub of the green here. Do you want to go first or second?
You say first.
Yeah, I'll sit with that.
Yeah, we've decided first. Thank you, Jeremy.
First question as follows. Will Scarlet was an ally of which figure from folklore? Robin Hood, the Pied Piper, or King Arthur?
That was Robin Hood, I think. Yeah, Will Scarlet, he was with Friar Tuck, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy with
I
that.
don't think he was with King Arthur.
No, I don't
I'm pretty
recognise
sure he's
Arthur.
with Robin Hood. We're going to go Robin Hood.
Robin Hood is correct. 1 out of 1. Well done. Eggheads, which of these is a former name of Thailand? Siam, Burma, or East Pakistan?
Siam.
That's Siam.
Siam is the right answer. Okay, here's your second question. Which royal residence was seriously damaged by a fire in 1992? Was it Buckingham Palace, Windsor Castle, or Balmoral?
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the only one I recognise.
Yeah,
is
I was
Windsor
going to
Castle.
say, I'm pretty sure that was Windsor. I
Yeah,
remember
I'm happy
going
with
up. We're going for Windsor Castle, Jeremy.
Windsor Castle is correct. 2 out of 2. Eggheads trailing. Here's your question. What was the name of the famously shrewish wife of the philosopher Socrates? Is it Xantippe, Penelope, or Roxana?
Xantippe, I think.
Xantippe.
Penelope is Ulysses.
Yeah.
And Roxana
And
was
Roxana
Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great.
Yeah, Xantippe.
Xantippe.
Socrates. Yeah.
That was Xantippe.
Xantippe is correct. Your third question, challengers. Which seabird is sometimes known as the bonxie? That's spelt B-O-N-X-I-E. Is it the great skua, Arctic tern, or northern gannet?
Do you have any ideas on
No,
this?
nothing stands out to me, to be honest.
bonxie,
Maybe try and rule out what it's
skua.
not. I'm really not sure. Don't know. And nothing stands out to me.
I was going to say, and me either. The great skua, the Arctic tern is a smallish bird. Well, not that big. And the northern gannet, I'd go for the great skua if it was me. I'm not sure,
Do you want to?
but I don't
yeah,
know.
if you've got a hunch, go for it.
Gannet and tern, gannet and tern. If it's known with something different,
Yeah,
the great
go
skua.
It's all yours.
Well, we don't know, but we're going to have a go with great skua.
Great skua is your answer. You got it right. Well done. Great skua it is, known as the bonxie. 3 out of 3. Can't do better than that. £20,000 we're playing for. Eggheads, your third question to save the contest. Which British battle cruiser was sunk at the Battle of the Denmark Strait? HMS Royal Oak, HMS Hood, or HMS Ark Royal?
Yeah. Royal Oak was sunk in Scapa Flow, and Ark. Well, there have been various Ark Royals over the years, of course, but that was one of them was hit in the Mediterranean. But the one that was sunk by the Bismarck in the Battle of the Denmark Strait was Hood.
Okay.
Right.
That was HMS Hood, Jeremy.
HMS Hood is your answer. Chris will know this in his sleep.
Yeah, it's the Hood, yeah. Royal Oak was sunk in Scapa Flow and Ark Royal was an aircraft carrier.
OK, HMS Hood is the right answer. You've got 3 out of 3 as well. In fairness, they weren't guessing there, were they? We can say that. So sudden death we go to. And I don't give you options. The Maharaja Ranjit Singh, born in 1780, was known as the Lion of which region?
I'm not sure why, but Mumbai is...
I can think of Punjab.
No, it's got Mumbai in my head. I could be completely wrong. I don't know.
The line of Mumbai. The line of...
Do you know what? I have no idea. Mumbai did come to me.
It came to
but
you,
it could be
yeah.
completely wrong. So it could be
The
I'm
line
way
of
off.
the
but,
line of Mumbai.
I mean, I've not got anything
Well,
better, to be honest, so...
It was just Punjab came
Yeah,
into my
it's
mind,
not-
but let's go with your. Let's go. The line
Mumbai is...
Mumbai.
OK. Oh, this is so painful because you said the answer, but you didn't choose it. It is the line of Punjab, or the line of the Punjab.
So sorry.
Which was the region. Don't
It's
you
okay.
worry. You're not out of it yet. Sudden death. What does the W stand for in the name of the poet W.H. Auden?
Sorry, I was expecting
Wisdom.
choices. Sorry, yes, Whiston. Yeah.
Wisdom.
Whiston, Hugh
Wisdom.
Auden, yeah.
W-Y-S-T-A-N.
Yeah, W-Y-S-T-A-N, yeah, Whiston.
That's wisdom.
Wistan is your answer. An unusual name, Wistan Hugh, you said. The correct answer is Wistan. So we say on sudden death, congratulations, Eggheads. You have won.
Sorry.
All right.
That honestly happens a lot, and it's really hard. Don't you worry. Honestly, it's like a 50-50, and
Well, of course it is. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So fear not.
No, not at all.
Next time.
Yeah.
Next time. That's good attitude. And they are playing well at the moment, I have
Yeah.
to say. They're very hard to beat. So commiserations through the ages. The Eggheads have done what comes fairly naturally to them. And you didn't really show any uncertainty in the final round at all there. The winning streak continues. We're going to be above 20,000 for the next game. Wow. And that does mean you're not going home with a jackpot. Brilliant challenges, so we roll the money over. Eggheads, my goodness me. You don't often get to this level of brilliance, I must say. Who will beat you? Oh, actually, before we go, Judith, your question.
Right, the question was, which fictional characters live at these addresses? 56B Whitehaven Mansions and 32 Windsor Gardens.
I wanted to go Lord Peter Wimsey for one.
No, that's wrong too.
Oh, go on then, help.
In 56B Whitehaven Mansions, Hercule Poirot.
Poirot.
Yes. And then in 32 Windsor Gardens, it's Paddington Bear.
Oh, Judith. I bet you got that at home. Hoping to beat the might of our Eggheads today are Trigger's Broom. Now, the majority of this friends and family team quiz together regularly in the Quiz League of London and take their team name from a shared love of only fools and horses. Let's meet them.
Hi, I'm Jill. I'm a learning coach and therapist.
Hi, I'm David, and I'm a trainee teacher.
Hi, I'm Amit. I'm a financial operations analyst.
Hi, I'm David, and I'm a policy advisor.
Hi, I'm Gavin, and I'm a risk manager.
So, Jill and team, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Good to see you. And remind us, Trigger's Broom, Jill, what is the reference there?
Well, Trigger was a street sweeper in Only Fools and Horses, and he had a broom that he claimed was the same broom for 40 years, but actually it was made up of lots of constituent new parts. And we're a bit like that because we're made up of lots of different parts. Some of us have quizzed together, and some of us are more closely related than that.
All right, and I know you're really keen quizzers, Jill, aren't you?
Yes, we are.
So you
yeah.
quiz in the Quiz League of London?
That's correct, yeah.
And so have any of you met personally before? You've seen each other?
Yes, we've met a few of the people over there.
Right, you've got that sort of intensity, I can tell you're quizzy. I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Every day there is £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs for our challengers. However, if they fail to defeat the Eggheads, the prize money rolls over to our next show. Now, Trigger's Broom, the Eggheads have won the last 20 games.
Wow.
So there's £21,000
Ooh, I see.
to win if you beat them. The first head-to-head battle is on the subject of politics. So one of you, please, on politics against either Barry, Beth, Chris, Kevin or Judith, and let battle commence.
OK, so who should we put up to do politics?
I was down for that, wasn't I?
You think that's you, Dave?
I'll take it.
That's fine.
And which egghead do you think we should what do you suggest?
I'll take Beth.
OK,
Okay,
we'll take Beth.
very good. David from Trigger's Broom versus Beth from the Eggheads. Please, if you can, go to our question room now.
OK.
Question room. 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 Question room OK, David, against Beth.
Uh-huh.
We'll ask you then whether you'd like to go first or second.
First, please.
Good luck. Which American president was born in Hawaii in 1961? George W. Bush, Barack Obama, or Bill Clinton?
That was Barack Obama.
Barack Obama is right. Beth, who became the new leader of the Liberal Democrats in July 2017? Was it Vince Cable, Nick Clegg, or Tim Farron?
Nick Clegg and Tim Farron were previous holders, but in July 2017, Vince Cable became leader.
Vince Cable is correct. July 2017. OK, over to you, David. Who came second in the 2016 London mayoral election behind Sadiq Khan? Boris Johnson, Ken Livingstone, or Zach Goldsmith?
OK, Boris Johnson had gone away from the fray for London politics by then, I think, and so did Ken Livingstone. So pretty sure that was Zach Goldsmith.
Is Zach Goldsmith right? Beth, Arlene Foster became leader of which political party in December 2015? Arlene Foster, DUP, Green Party, or SNP?
She's a Northern Irish politician, and the only one of those that's a Northern Ireland party is the DUP.
DUP is right. Moving at pace here. David, your question. Which 20th century US president was also a prolific writer with books including Outdoor Pastimes of an American Hunter and Ranch Life and the Hunting Trail? Ronald Reagan, Theodore Roosevelt, or Woodrow Wilson?
Right, if I'm much mistaken, I think there's a Robin Williams clue here, because I think that the film Night at the Museum but had Robin Williams as Theodore Roosevelt when we had an outdoor outfit on.
OK, Theodore Roosevelt is the right answer. Beth, what was the name of the last US presidential yacht sold in 1977? Was it Sequoia, Tornado, or Sutherland?
From those, I don't know the answer, so I might be congratulating David very soon. I like the name Sequoia for a yacht, so Sequoia.
Eggheads, is she right?
Not sure. We think so.
I'm not sure, but you got it right, Beth. Well done. Sequoia's correct. 3 out of 3 for you both. And we go to sudden death, David. Gets a bit harder. Thought we might end up here, and I'm not going to give you alternatives.
OK.
Here we go. Ram Nath Kovind was elected president of which country in 2017?
Ram Nath Kovind.
Yep.
It seems to me like an Indian name, so I'm going to say India.
Correct, and it's remarkable because he came from the so-called untouchable community of India, lower caste community. Ram Nath Kovind. Well done. You got it right. India. Beth, to stay in. Which Conservative politician who was appointed Home Secretary in 2016 was credited as aristocracy coordinator for the 1994 film 4 Weddings and a Funeral?
I can't for the life of me remember her name. I can picture her. No. No, I cannot for the life of me remember her name. And I also can't remember any other. Oh, no, it's not. This isn't her, but as I have to say a name, I'm going to say Nicky Morgan.
You're going to be so cross with yourself.
I'm cross with myself now for not knowing it.
Amber Rudd.
I knew it began with an A, but could not get Angela out of my head.
So you'd be knocked out, Beth. There we are. David, how about that? First round to our challengers with £21,000 that we're playing for. Please return to us. We'll play round 2. Well, that was a good start for Trigger's Broom. They've not lost any brains from the final round so far. The Eggheads have lost 1. And the next subject for you is music. Who wants this?
OK, guys, who's most likely?
Dave, maybe?
David?
You reckon?
Dave, you want to have a go?
I wouldn't say no.
OK, so David
Dave
W, the other David,
Yes.
against which Egghead? Obviously can't be Beth.
OK, and who do
I
you
think it might be a
Who
good
do you
idea to
recommend?
play against Barry.
Against Barry.
All right. OK.
Barry? OK.
So David W versus Barry from the Eggheads. To ensure there's no conferring, please go to the question room. OK, music, David. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second this time, just to mix it up.
Here we go then, Barry. Your first question. Which of the following musicians is most likely to play a paradiddle? Violinist, drummer, or guitarist?
Well, a paradiddle is a sort of beat on a drum, so it would be a drummer.
OK, you're right, drummer. Next question goes to you, David W. Which Petula Clark song features the lines, "Just listen to the rhythm of a gentle bossa nova, you'll be dancing with them too before the night is over"? Downtown, Sailor, or This Is My Song?
I would say... you know what? I might just risk it. I'm gonna go with Sailor. Hit down the middle.
OK, that's the wrong answer. Downtown! Sorry. OK, Barry, your second question. In 2017, who became the last member of One Direction to begin a solo career with the release of the single Strip That Down? Harry Styles, Zayn Malik, or Liam Payne?
Oh, well, I think Zayn Malik was the first one to have a solo career, so I'll exclude him. I think Harry Styles might have been before Liam Payne, so I'll go for Liam Payne.
Very good, Barry. You're right. It is Liam Payne. So because you went second, you've got to get this right, David.
Understood.
Which group had a British and American #1 album in 2016 with "I Like It When You Sleep, for You Are So Beautiful Yet So Unaware of It"? Is it You, Me at 6, Maroon 5, or the 1975?
Right. So, You, Me at 6, and a string of good hits, but before that. And Maroon 5, I had an album out. I thought it was the one in 2015. I will go with the 1975.
Good answer. 1975 is right. Okay. Barry, your question. You can take the round with this. What was the first single by the Kinks to reach #1 on the British singles chart? Barry, was it You Really Got Me, Waterloo Sunset, or Lola?
Ooh, this takes us back a few years, doesn't it? I'm sure Lola was later on in the career. I think Waterloo Sunset was. I will go for You Really Got Me.
You Really Got Me is the right answer, Barry. Well done. 3 out of 3. Sorry, David, they're on fire at the moment. And Barry is in the final. We'll play the next round in a second. Right, the brilliantly named Triggers Broom have lost a brain now from the final round. The Eggheads have lost one as well. It's level, it's exciting, and it's food and drink. Who would like food and drink?
Gavin,
OK.
you going to go for it? Okay.
Gavin on the end.
Gavin,
OK, our risk manager. Which Egghead would you like to take on food and drink, Gavin?
What do you think?
Kevin.
I think that's a good gambit from our challengers, seeing if you can dislodge the man with no oven. Yeah. So Gavin from Triggers Broom plays Kevin from the Eggheads. Please go to our question room. So food and drink is the subject, and would you like to go first or second, Gavin?
First, please.
And here we go. Which of the following was a meat soup which was reportedly popular in Victorian England? Red Windsor soup, brown Windsor soup, or green Windsor soup?
You say Victorian, but I mean, I've had it. I'm not that old. It's brown Windsor.
Brown Windsor soup is right. Yeah. Here we go, Kevin. Which of these words is used to describe a diet that is plant-based with the occasional intake of meat and fish? Pescatarian, vegan, or flexitarian?
Right, well, if it's vegan, it won't include meat and fish. I mean, pescatarian obviously implies that it's a primarily fish-based one, which probably just means that you can have fish together with plant matter. And so, although I don't know the term, but the one that seems to fit that, I hope it's not a made-up word, is flexitarian. I'll try that.
Yeah, it looked like the made-up one to me, but it's absolutely right, flexitarian. Yeah. 1-1. Gavin, back to you. Popular in North America, what type of food is a snickerdoodle? Pie, biscuit, or bread?
It's going to be a straight punt. I'm going to say bread.
It's actually biscuit. So, Kevin, your question to take the lead. Under which name did the food blogger Ella Woodward publish her 2015 cookbook, which became the fastest-selling debut cookbook in the UK? Exceedingly Ella, Deliciously Ella, Scrumptiously Ella?
I'm pretty sure it's not Scrumptiously Ella, so I'll rule that one out. But as between the other two, I can't remember. In the end, I don't really like Exceedingly Ella, despite the alliteration. I'm going to say Deliciously Ella.
Deliciously Ella is the right answer. Well done, Kevin. 2-1 to Kevin, and that means, Gavin, you've got to get this right. Which type of vegetable has a variety called January King? Is it cabbage, potato, or leek?
I've never heard of it, so I'm going to say something I don't like. So I'm going to go for cabbage.
Cabbage is right, Gavin. Well done. Nicely done. You're level with Kevin, but Kevin has a question in hand. Here it is. You can take the round with this. What type of food is a polony, as in the name of the regional dish Bath polony? Is it soup, sausage, or cake?
On the basis that there are things like Bath buns, etc., I'm going to rule out cake. I think I would have heard of it. It just sounds more to me, it sounds more like a sausage than a soup, so I'll say a sausage.
Sausage is correct. You got 3 out of 3. Kevin, well done. You're in the final round. Gavin, sorry. Knocked out by that single wrong answer and therefore not in the final. One more round to play before the final. Come back and let's do it. So Trigger's Broom have now lost 2 brains from the final. The Eggheads have lost the 1. The next subject for you and the last before the final is arts and books. Jill, who wants this?
Okay, I think that's you.
That'll have to be me, Jeremy.
Okay, Amit. And choose an egghead. It's got to be Chris or Judith.
Can I play against Chris, please?
All right, so it's Amit from Trigger's Broom to play Chris from the Eggheads. And please, for the last time, go to our question room. Okay, Amit, would you like to go first or second?
Can I go first, please?
And here we go with your first question. Good luck. In a theatre, Amit, what name is given to the side of the stage which the audience cannot see, where the actors wait before they come on? Wings, flyloft, or apron?
Right, the word side leads me to wings, so I'll give that as my answer, please.
Wings is quite right. Well done. Chris, which painter's body was exhumed in 2017 in order to resolve a paternity claim with reports that his famous moustache was still intact? Was this Salvador Dali, Pablo Picasso, or Lucian Freud?
Well, the one with the famous moustache was Salvador Dali.
It was indeed Salvador Dali. Amit, which author wrote the book of short stories known as The Grantchester Mysteries? Ian Rankin, Val McDermid, or James Runcie?
Yeah, I think this has been made into a TV series recently. I'll go for James Runcie, please.
Brilliant, you're right, James Runcie. Chris, the 1980 book Trouble and Strife, which features the model Mary Helvin, is a collection of works by which photographer? David Bailey, Patrick Litchfield, or Mario Testino?
Well, Patrick Litchfield, of course, is a distant cousin of the Queen. He does mostly portraits, don't see him getting much trouble. Mario Testino I've never heard of, but David Bailey is a Cockney, and Trouble and Strife is rhyming slang for wife, so I say David Bailey.
Well done, David Bailey's right. You're level. Back to Amit we go. What is the name of the play by J.T. Rogers which won the Tony Award for Best Play in 2017 and which made its debut in London in the same year? Is it Copenhagen, Riga, or Oslo?
I'm going to do a Judith and go down the magic rite. That's Oslo.
Just a guess or more than that?
I've seen it recently at the National.
Okay, well that's Judith's magic right is usually employed when fair to say we don't have the
Yes, the knowledge.
No,
yes.
fine. But Oslo's the right answer, well done. Chris, to stay in. Which best-selling American author published the 2015 novel Purity, which concerns a secretive figure who runs a WikiLeaks-type organization? Jonathan Franzen, Dave Eggers, or James Patterson?
Well, the most prolific and best-selling of those is James Patterson, so I have to go with him.
It's the wrong answer. Jonathan Franzen is the right answer there, Chris. You've been knocked out, and it is level, and Amit, you did very well there. So, perfectly poised for a big final round. £21,000 to play for. Return to us, please, and we'll play it. So this is what we have been playing towards. It is time for our final round, which, as always, is general knowledge. But I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads won't be allowed to take part in this round. So that's David W. and Gavin from Trigger's Broom, and also Beth and Chris from the Eggheads. Would you please now leave the studio? So here we are in the final. Jill, Amit and David, you're playing to win Trigger's Broom £21,000. We don't often get above 20,000 as a jackpot on Eggheads. Barry, Kevin and Judith, here you are again, just trying to defend your reputation, trying to save the money and trying above all to win. As usual, I will ask each team 3 questions in turn. This time they're all general knowledge and you can confer. So, Trigger's Broom, the question is, can your 3 brains take down these 3 rather special brains over here? And also, would you like to go first or second?
We will go first, Jeremy.
And here we go with your first question. Good luck, challengers. As well as occasionally wearing blue uniforms, Chelsea pensioners are encouraged to wear tunics of which colour when they leave the Royal Hospital in Chelsea? Green, red or purple?
It's red, isn't it? Yeah, we agree it's red.
It is red. Eggheads, in the 1960s, the pejorative term gnomes of Zurich was used to describe members of which profession? Is it banking, law or medicine?
Banking.
Banking.
They were the bankers.
Banking.
They were the bankers, so banking.
Swiss bankers. Banking is right. Back to our challenges. During the British Empire, nabob was a term used to describe someone who made their fortunes in which part of the world before returning to Britain to invest their wealth. So nabob is N-A-B-O-B. Is it India, Russia or Argentina?
Yeah, isn't it? Yes, we're all agreed again, it's India.
No hesitation at all, and you're quite right. India is correct. Eggheads, you know you've got a fight on here. At the 2014 Academy Awards, who took the famous selfie featuring Ellen DeGeneres, Julia Roberts and Jennifer Lawrence that was subsequently widely shared online? Brad Pitt, Bradley Cooper or Kevin Spacey?
I'm inclined to think it wasn't Kevin Spacey.
I don't think it was Kevin Spacey.
I don't think it was Brad Pitt.
Who thinks Bradley Cooper? Is he the youngest of them?
I'm trying to think who was closest to the camera, basically. In as far as I've got a visual memory of it, I think it probably must be Bradley Cooper, but
well, I'm
I
happy
don't.
with that.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
On balance?
On balance,
yeah.
on balance.
Okay. Well, we're not entirely sure, but we think it's probably Bradley Cooper.
The answer is Bradley Cooper. You've got it right. Well done. Okay. That would have been nice. They got that wrong. Now, if you get this wrong, you give them a chance to win. So just keep the pressure on. First published in 1970, what is the name of the book by Arthur Janoff, which also lent its name to a type of group therapy that became fashionable later in the decade? Is it Future Shock, The Primal Scream, or The Dice Man?
It's not Future Shock, that was by
Future Shock.
Alvin Toffler.
And the Dice Man wasn't the type of therapy, was it?
I think the Dice Man
That
was a
was
bit
about
later as well, wasn't
deciding, you know, on the throw of
Yeah,
the dice.
yeah.
And the Primal
was
Scream is definitely a type of
therapy.
therapy.
Yep.
So, should we go for that?
Yeah.
We think it's probably the Primal Scream on balance.
Okay, you're absolutely right. Well done. The Primal Scream is correct. Primal Scream. Eggheads? Which female Brit Award-winning English singer sold over 2 million copies of her 1990 debut album, which featured the top 3 hit Promise Me? Beverly Craven, Alison Moyet, or Betty Boo?
I can vaguely hear the song, but I'm not sure who did. I mean, I think 1990 is too late for Alison Moyet, but I can't remember who had the hit.
I'm afraid I have no idea at all on this one.
No, I've got no idea.
No, it's, but I say I don't think it's Alison Moyet. I think it's one of the other two, but
That's a 50-50.
well, unless I'm wrong, of course, yeah. I'd be inclined to Beverly Craven, but I really don't know.
Shall I
Let's
say
go for
that?
Beverly Craven.
I think we'll have
And
to.
keep our fingers crossed.
Okay, well, we really have no idea, but we're betting on Beverly Craven.
Beverly Craven is your answer. If this is wrong, the challengers have won £21,000. If it's wrong, remember the song "Promise Me"?
Well, I can vaguely hear 1 or 2 lines.
Promise me you'll stay with me.
Hmm.
So I think Beth, you'll know this. Who's it by?
Beverly Craven.
Beverly Craven is right. Well done. Okay.
Well done, boys.
Sudden death. 3 questions, level, nothing to choose between you. And here is your first question. Which Gothic novel was begun by its author in 1816 when she was forced to remain indoors on holiday by persistent inclement weather?
That's got to be Frankenstein, isn't it?
I
That was
think so,
published
yes.
1818.
Yes, it's
This
got to
wasn't
be
that.
really. It can't be anything else, can
Yeah.
it? Okay, shall we? Are we happy with that?
I think so.
I'm happy with that.
We think that was probably Frankenstein.
By Mary Shelley, you're quite right. Well done, Frankenstein's right. Eggheads. In the book by Beatrix Potter, what kind of animal is Mrs. Tiggywinkle?
Hedgehog.
Hedgehog.
Definitely.
Definitely hedgehog. She was a laundress and a hedgehog.
Hedgehog is the right answer. Back to you. In a list of capital cities in alphabetical order, which African capital comes third after Abu Dhabi and Abuja?
Oh, yes,
Yeah, very good. Is anything else?
can't think of any others.
Abidjan isn't the capital.
No, it's not. No.
Aren't any others that begin with A, B?
Accra sounds good to me.
It's got to be.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, we think it's Accra.
Accra is correct, capital of Ghana. Okay, your question, Eggheads. In American sport, the curse of the billy goat affected a team in which sport between 1945 and 2016?
It's baseball.
Yeah,
It's baseball,
that
not
was my first thought.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that?
it's baseball.
It's baseball.
So I think it's
Was
the
that the question?
Chicago
What?
Cubs.
That is baseball.
Yeah.
It's baseball.
Baseball is correct. Your question. Which physical fitness system was originally termed controlology by its founder in the early 20th century?
Could be Pilates, I think.
Pilates.
Yeah, because it's got
Was
back
that founded in the early 20th century?
I think so. It was a German chap. I think it was called Pilates.
What other systems were founded
Oh, that's
in
not yoga, which is obviously
calisthenics, which is
ancient.
calisthenics? Yoga is ancient.
Aerobics.
Physical fitness, aerobics.
I think.
Aerobics is more recent.
Yeah, I don't want to push the.
think.
I think that I've done it a couple of times, and it's like you do control things.
It's not going to be yoga. That's.
It's not
from-
yoga,
from
no.
India, yeah.
It's not calisthenics.
I don't think so. That's a sort of dance.
Okay, the only thing I can think of is Pilates, but I'm sorry if it's wrong.
Well, I can't think. I'm afraid all we can think of, Jeremy, is Pilates.
Founded by Joseph Pilates, you're quite right.
Well done,
Pilates,
Dave. Well
good
done.
stuff. Sudden death, Eggheads up against it. The jackpot goes if you get this wrong. Which French fashion designer became famous for her knitwear from the 1960s onwards, particularly her signature poor boy sweater?
It might be Sonia Riccio.
That was my first thought.
I can't think of anybody
I
else.
can't think of anybody else with knitwear.
No, nor can I. Not French.
Your thoughts? Any others? No.
Should we try that?
I think, well, I can't think of anybody else, basically.
We both thought of it at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as Jeremy said it, I thought it, but that doesn't mean
It's right.
it's right.
Well,
It just means that I know her as a French knitwear.
Yeah.
But,
Okay, should we go for
yeah,
that?
I think we'll have to.
We think that is Sonia Riccio.
Sonia Riccio is the correct answer.
Well done.
A lot riding on that. £21,000 to be precise. Sorry. It continues. Who succeeded Peter Wall as head of the British Army in September 2014?
It was Michael Jackson.
He's an old one. I've got no idea. I think
British
Michael
Army.
Jackson was one of
He
the
was an old one,
was one of the
yeah.
old ones, like the
He was an old
90s.
I thought the name Michael Jackson came up very recently.
Well, for want of any others, go for that. Have we really got? Sorry, have we really got any? No, I've got
I
anything.
probably read it somewhere, but I don't remember.
No, I haven't got anything.
I've got music in my head. We're not sure, Jeremy, so we'll say Michael Jackson.
Okay, Michael Jackson is your answer. There is definitely an armed forces Michael Jackson. That's just not. We're obviously not thinking of the the brilliant singer. You know this?
I think the surname is Peach. I think, is it Peach?
No, it's Nick Carter.
Oh, Nick Carter, right. Okay, no,
yeah.
Peach must be Chief of the Defence Staff then.
We wouldn't have
Nick
known
Carter.
that. We
No,
wouldn't
that
have
is
known
not
that,
a
no.
very famous name.
No.
But he succeeded Peter Wall as head of the British Army.
Yeah.
Eggheads, you've got to get this right to end the contest. Otherwise, we play on. Sudden death. Here's your question. In economics, what name is given to the curve that is said to graphically represent the relationship of tax rates and tax revenues?
Now, it's either the Phillips or the Laffer curve.
What?
The two most famous curves are the Phillips curve and the Laffer curve.
Yes.
But the Phillips curve relates
definitely relates
unemployment
So it's the Laffer
to,
curve.
to revenue. So I think
It's the Laffer curve.
I think it's Laffer.
Yeah,
I think it's
I think we've
Laffer.
got to go with
Laffer
Laffer.
curve. Yeah.
Right. Well, we think it's the Laffer curve.
Laffer curve is your answer, which explains why you can put up taxes and get less revenue, in short. And Laffer curve is the correct answer. We say congratulations, Eggheads, you have won. Oh, my goodness me.
So close.
There were chances there, for sure, for sure, for sure. Thank you so much. Well done. Brilliant performance. Commiserations. Triggers Broom. The Eggheads have, I was going to say, done what comes naturally. You had to sweat today.
Yeah.
But the winning streak continues, and it means our challengers don't go home with the £21,000, so we keep that money for the next show. We'll add to it. Eggheads, congratulations. You won against a brilliant team today. Join us next time to see if a new team of challengers can be as good as the one we had today. £22,000 says they can't be beaten, these Eggheads, but we know at some point they will be. Till we play again, goodbye.